Hello everybody, Nettie Owens with Sapari Solutions Professional Organizing, helping you to create an environment that supports who you are, what you are doing, and where you are going. And I do this on an individual level as well as within larger organizations, whether that's a department or the entire company, if it's a small company. And what I'm getting the most are questions about time management, how to use your time, spend your time, how to have more time. What I'm seeing is that it's really not about the time, although in the end you end up creating more time by the choices that you're making. It's about focusing on what you're doing in any given moment. And focusing on the big, important things that you need to do versus taking care of and tackling each next exciting item that comes across your plate. And asking yourself, when those exciting items come across your plate, are they impactful? Are they going to help you move forward on the things that you need to be working on? Or are they just little things that are distracting you? And what comes across your plate may seem really, really important. It may seem like a really big fire that needs to be put out. It may have a very short deadline and you feel like you need to turn it around quickly. But if all you're ever doing is putting out fires, then you're not going to get to your next level. You're not going to get to the big important stuff that needs to happen. So something that's on fire, I'm going to be a little bit wary about that. I'm going to say, do I really need to be doing this right now, or does it just seem important because there's a deadline that needs to happen right away? So how do you get ahead of that? How do you get ahead of I've got these big deadlines, these important things, people are asking me for stuff, and I don't know when it's going to get done? You need to take stock. You need to take stock about what you should be doing in any given moment. And to know what you should be doing in any given moment, you need to know what direction you're heading in, what your big goals are, what the big projects are that are actually going to move you forward in your work. If you don't know this, if you're just being led by your inbox, by other people's demands on you, you're never going to get to progressing on the stuff that's important to you or that may help you grow within your professional career or grow your business. So taking pause to focus on this, even if it means letting something else go for the time being. So even if it means that you take a pause for a day, a week, even longer, so that you can stop and think and focus on what are the big things that I should be working on? What are my priorities? What's going to move me forward in my life if I were to work on that, if I were to spend some time and focused effort on those activities? If you don't feel like you can pause for a day, I want you to ask yourself the question of what would happen if I just weren't here right now? What would happen if I had a family emergency? What would happen if I were sick or hurt and I just physically could not come into my work and be here right now? What would happen? What would be the most important things that absolutely had to get done? And those are some of the things that you can focus on. Those are some of the things that you're actually going to want to write systems and the step-by-step processes to complete. Because at some point that emergency is going to come up. And you want to be able to fully focus on either what's happening at home or your health and recovery if that comes to that point. So what comes up for you first about what actually really must happen, that's what you want to systematize first, such that you could literally hand those instructions over to a competent person and they would be able to implement them by what you've written down. Once you've cleared that out of your mind, now you're going to come into taking the time and space. Whether it's 1 hour a day to begin with, 2 hours a day, whether you take a day a week or a week a month, so that you start putting time into those big activities that are going to move you forward. If you are always putting out fires, you are never going to notice that there's another path just outside of what you're seeing, and that is going to lead you forward and get you to that big success that's really right on the horizon. It could just be right outside of your line of vision, but if you never pause to see it, then you're going to be stuck in this basically burning fire, burning house, and you don't want that. You want to be able to move forward. So step one is to take a pause and to look at what you're doing on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment basis. Are you doing the big stuff that's going to move you forward? If you're not, what's keeping you from taking that time? Those tasks you want to systematize first. And then, hopefully, in the end, you'll be able to delegate them, giving you space to work on the big stuff, or knowing that you could at any point hand that off and get going on the big things that you would like to work on. My name is Nettie Owens, and I'm with Sapari Solutions Professional Organizing, helping you create a space that supports who you are, what you're doing, and where you're going. If you'd like to find out more, you can always subscribe to these videos. You can catch me at saparisolutions.com, and I welcome the opportunity to talk to you. Bye-bye.